One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot, you only get one shot.
It's another one. We got another one.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Commanders. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Seahawks take over at first down position at their own 24-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. First carry here for Ken Walker. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this being a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to me.
All that loss in the yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle. And that's a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Out of the gun, Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. The Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did something with that.
To try again after the sack, Smith. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. And now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Throwing is Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, this defense for the Commanders, it's much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Smith. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Seahawks 7, Commanders
9. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. That's how you draw up the run-pass option right there. You get a chunk play out of it.
And you know quarterbacks love to throw the RPOs because oftentimes they're in-breaking routes. The receivers love it even more. The ball gets to them quickly, allows them to put some moves on in the secondary.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by McCollum, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make the play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Taking it about the 1. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Hurts throw taken in by Samuel. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Just a fantastic punt return of 80 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point attempt to come here. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score Seahawks 17, Commanders 0. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Fields in right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington. Straight ahead, Gibson. To about the 40-yard line.
Come on. Hey. 19, right in.
From the 40 now on second down. Hurts eluding the pressure right. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he's taken down inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
8 yards to go on second down.
Rig. Wraps on lead. Rig alert.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And he will find his man, Samuel. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That puts him in excellent position. 1st and goal after a gain of 19.
Pass the 60.
They'll run with Gibson. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run with Gibson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders get a bit closer. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
And he'll wind up getting this to the 32, a play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Smith. That is taken in by the tight end Fan. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
That one a first down pickup of 8. On the counter, Gibson able to slither by. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. They get 17 there. Good for a Commander's first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They go play action with Hurts. Steps away. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Another incompletion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football, 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
And let's just make it simple. And that's exactly why they trail.
70, 19 tight, 19 tight.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And credit the tackle to Percy Butler. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Blitz coming, and down he goes. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did very well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Geno down to throw. He's got him in, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Tack on 15 more for the face mask, and that becomes a huge play.
Big pass gets called on you. You're doing everything possible to get him on the ground, and sometimes you end up grabbing the face mask.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker. A 21-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes. And while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Okay.
The Seahawks will line up for a two-point conversion.
Gino's going to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Hurts to throw. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. They find some open field here. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's got Rome. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Ken Walker with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now he'll throw deep left side. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Tressway now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. And taken right at the 35. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. I'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, They go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Trap 60.
Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed 1st down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Okay, ready?
Robinson will try to pick it up. Uses the stiff arm. 15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington. Probably wishing that they could have had a few runs like that earlier in the game, now facing this deficit in the 4th.
Hard to criticize a run of that magnitude, but they really need those types of runs to go the distance and need bigger plays to try and get back into this one.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard.
Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Commanders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point by Sly is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Seahawks on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Now Smith. It's caught. Lockett. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And some room to maneuver. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 39 yards there, a big one. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays. And they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Geno. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but They'll take the three, and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error.
This is caught inside the 15. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point by Sly is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Back to Walker on first down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Seahawks, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-2. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys.